Liberty North Choirs has had to adapt to wearing masks during the COVID-19 pandemic.
My choir experience has been affected by COVID. It's been a nuisance for us in the choir, especially having to wear masks when we sing through our mouths, especially when you're breathing, taking big breaths. It kind of sucks, but we're persevering through it. We have to wear masks, and that's mandatory, but we'll make our way through it. So as far as it's concerned for singing, every time we take a breath, it's a little harder to take a breath, so we got to take a longer breath because the mask can't get as much air in. And then for singing, we got to sing a lot louder than normal because our mask is blocking the way of our sound, so we just have to project more. It's a little bit of a nuisance, but it's nothing we can't get around.
From our departmental standpoint, what it really did was rob us of the opportunity for all the younger kids to see the older kids singing in the concert. Because of how the concerts were set up, only the parents for the kids who were on stage were able to see the concert, and then they would leave, and then the next ensemble would come in. So inevitably what happened was, the experience that they had in choir during COVID wasn't necessarily what they expected or what they wanted, and so we lost quite a few students from the program because they didn't really get it. They didn't have the opportunity to see the whole thing through and be excited about what comes next. We tried to do it in a video, show all the classes after the concert, but it's just not the same, and I've seen it live and experiencing all the different ensembles that we offer here at North.
Well, it's a little bit better this year than it was last year because last year was so new with COVID that it made us social distance and we had to all wear masks and we couldn't even stand in the risers that we usually do in choir, so it was a lot harder to hear other parts and be able to blend and just like sing on time and together. But this year has got a little bit better when we got to use the risers and actually get to be closer together and we can kind of understand the other parts a little better.
It's not necessarily, it hasn't really affected my ability to direct and teach, but what it has affected is the students' ability to hear and produce the proper sound using the proper technique. These masks, they put everything right here in front, and in order to sing correctly, we've got to be able to open our mouths, and we've got to be able to use the resonators that are inside of our faces. And having the mask in front of us really doesn't allow us to do that naturally. We have to focus on it. Some kids pull their masks out just a little bit so they can drop their jaw below their mask. Other kids are constantly thinking about the space that's going on here. And so the sound is obviously different. It's putting a muffle on what's going on. And so whatever natural resonance is in the room is muffled. And they don't get to experience the acoustic and the satisfaction or aesthetic appreciation of that art with the mask on.